couple things I want to talk to you about today is one of our specialties, retirement. I just did a class yesterday, and I'm turning 66 this year, so I become full retirement age with Social Security. That's really, really cool. I never really counted on getting Social Security, but it's certainly a nice little bonus for myself. But I had a seminar yesterday, and you wouldn't believe how many people were really counting on Social Security and really have no idea how much they're going to get in Social Security. So let me just run this by you, that the maximum that you can get at my age, at 66 years old, is $2,639 a month. That's if you've topped out for the last 35 years. So you've had 35 years where you've paid absolute maximum, you can get $2,639. Most people don't make that cut, so most people are going to get less than that. So maybe if you're really lucky, you and your spouse can get $2,200, so you'd be getting $4,400, so you could be getting about $50,000 a year. But here's the startling thing, is that most people, the median amount that they've saved is $109,000. And they think, well, we have $109,000 in savings. So you can get let's say $2,200 times 2, you can get $4,400 a month. $109,000 annuitized over 30 years, you're going to be getting less than $400 a month. So your grand total that you're going to have to live on for the rest of your life is less than $60,000. Now, I'm going to tell you that $60,000 seems like an awful lot. But it's not going to pay you cruises. You're not going to be tramping all over Europe and renting cars and staying in chateaus or chalets. You're not going to be taking cruises in the South Pacific. You're not going to be going down river cruises because $60,000 just isn't going to cut it. And if you attempt to take that money out of your $109,000 that you saved, or $100,000 that you saved, you're jeopardizing your future. So in my seminar yesterday, people were just amazed that they didn't save. They didn't plan for retiring. You need to retire with $100,000, $120,000, $130,000 in income. $50,000 or $60,000 a year is just not going to do it. On inflation, eventually inflation's going to come along and just wear all that money down. So you cannot save your way to retirement. This is a complete fallacy. This is never going to happen for you. So somewhere along the line, you have to invest your money. If you don't invest your money, you're going to be, just barely getting by in your quote unquote golden years. So you really need to make some real serious decisions. And the sooner you do it, the better off you are. Now, if you have 5 or 10 years to retirement, you still have some time to make some money and save some money and let your money grow. You've heard this. This is not a secret. You need to make your money work for you. You need to make your money grow. Now, but you've got basically 3 or 4 ways to do this. You can invest in the stock market. You can invest in the bond market. You can invest in commodities, and you can invest in real estate. I'm going to tell you that if you started in 2009, you've had great years. You've had great years in the stock market. You've done exceptionally well. So the problem with the stock market now is that it typically runs 7.5 years. We're 9 years into a 7.5-year cycle, which means that we're running at an extremely long cycle. But it also tells you that it's nearer to the end than it is to the beginning. So probably an awful lot of risk in the stock market. And the same with the bond market. Martin Armstrong has calculated that we're at a 5,000-year low in interest rates. That means like the ancient Sumerians had higher interest rates than we have right now. So if you think that interest rates are going to go down further from here, you're probably wrong. And rising interest rates destroy a bond portfolio. So really, if you're in a stock portfolio or a bond portfolio, you have huge major risks. So all those gains that you've made over the last 5 or 10 years could easily evaporate, and you're going to take huge losses. So And here's another thought, is that 70% of Americans' retired wealth is in the stock market, and 20% in the bond market. So if we get to a little hiccup in the bond market or in the stock market, and things are just a little tough, and we start seeing that we run into a bear market, just the normal bear market, which would be like a recession. These recessions come and go. They come all the time. I mean, I've been through 5 or 6 of them. It's not like there's anything to be afraid of. They just come, they clean out the trash, and we start over again. If you're prepared, you just wander through them and everything's just fine. But if you're over leveraged and you have problems, if you're taking all kinds of debt, then you really pay the piper. But let's say that you've got 70% of your wealth in the stock market, and a recession comes. A recession's going to come. I don't know if it's going to come next week or next year, but that one's going to come. And if it comes, what would happen? The average recession, people lose 39.6% of the stock holdings, takes a loss. Now, are you going to feel like you want to go on a cruise? Are you going to feel like you want to take the grandkids on a Disney cruise? You think you're going to feel comfortable taking them to water parks and taking them on buying a motorhome if you lose 40% of your wealth? And that's just an average recession. What if we hit kind of like what we did in 2007 and 8 and 09? Those were super dupers. You could lose 50 to 70%. How wealthy are you going to feel then? So it leaves a couple things. I mean, commodities have really had a hard time. I think that if you look at the commodity cycle, we're probably coming to an end, but we're not there yet. So it's still heading down. And of course, at the dollar, if we have problems in the world, I'm going to tell you that beyond a shadow of a doubt, the dollar is going to go up. And if the dollar gets stronger because it's the reserve currency of the world, commodity and the stock market are just going to get their heads handed to them, and you are going to have problems. So there's probably no safe asset. I mean, I wouldn't even be buying CDs in a bank. I'd be looking to have something that's going to be working for me. So you're going to have to invest in something. You're going to have to do this. So there is a little bit of a timing factor, but a good property is a good thing. Property, and I can't help but think that we have an 18-year cycle, 18.5-year cycle with real estate. We're just getting into the middle of it. We're not even there yet. We didn't bottom till 2009, so we should be good till 2027. So we're about 9 years. Maybe we're coming up to halfway through. So plenty of time to season your money. In the meantime, our cash flows are 5 to 6%. That's cash flow. That's not earnings. So you're earning all kinds of. You get appreciation on there. You get tax savings. Depending on your tax bracket, if you're retired, you can probably take depreciation. If we leverage a little bit, you get principal reduction. And if you leverage a little bit, you can get 9 to 15% return, pretty easy. So we just want to keep that risk down. So you can't save your way to retirement. You're going to be a pauper. Most retirees have an income around $18,000 a year. $18,000 a year. Why do you think all these people are working at Home Depot and at the grocery stores and at Walmart? They're not there for entertainment. They're there to pay the bills. They'd like to eat on every week. They like to have meat twice a week. So these poor people didn't plan. And there's a participation rate that's come out that shows 75-year-olds have gone back to work with a 62% participation rate at 75 years old. Why do you think they're doing that? Because they're out of money. The Government Accounting Office, the GAO, says that most retirees are totally 100% out of money within 10 to 20 years after they retire. Totally out of money. So that $100,000 evaporates pretty doggone quick. That's why you see the 75-year-olds coming back to work when they're 75. Who wants to be out there pushing carts at the Safeway, to at $8 an hour or $9 an hour to pay the electric bill? Who wants to do that? You want to be taking your grandkids on a Disney cruise or taking them to Disneyland. You want to take them in a motorhome. Go have some fun. Go learn to paint. Go paint the Eiffel Tower. Go learn to cook in France. You don't want to be working at Walmart when you're 75 years old. So let's think this through. You have to invest in order to retire. So I'm telling you that there's a lot of risk in the stock and bond market. So give us a call here in Scottsdale. We're the #1 market in the United States. Maricopa County is the #1 growth market in the United States. We do not have a bubble here. We actually have a shortage. We're getting 81,000 people came to net. We're talking net. People, we have people leave and people come, but there's more people coming than leaving. We've got 81,000, and we didn't build enough houses for them. We have a rental shortage here, so there's no bubble. So very, very good market. It's a much safer place. I can't say safe anymore because what happened in 2008. But everything recovered, of course, and the cash flows just kept coming in. It was just, once you realize that we're just fine, and you see your cash flow keeps coming in. Everybody was so grateful they had rentals because their businesses slowed down, and here they have rentals coming in. And the rental income came in month after month after month. So talk to your advisors. I'm here. I have a staff here. We're fiduciaries. We'll take care of your money. We'll do everything we possibly can to help you. That's our mission statement, is to represent you, and we'll buy properties for you, and you'll be looking at 5 to 6% first year. Now this is first year. So if you'd bought last year, we raised rents. We raised rents. We had a great rental year this year. We raised rents 8 or 9%. So if you were getting your 5 or 6% last year, you're getting 9 this year. And if you'd bought it 2 years ago, you're probably looking at a 12% return. So we actually grow your income. And the values have also gone. So when you call Schwab and you call Vanguard or you call Fidelity or you call whoever, Merrill Lynch, whoever's got your money, and say, I've got this nest egg put together. How much can I have? Don't be shocked when I tell you can have 4% and that you're going to be depleting that nest egg. And by the time you die 30 years later, you're going to have next to nothing left. That doesn't happen in real estate. What happens is that you grow your income, grow your assets, and when you do pass away, those assets get passed to your heirs at a stepped-up basis. All the taxes are forgiven. What a great way to do this! So we're here. You can call us. You've got my number. It's 480-577-5767. That gets directly to me. And we have staff here, of course, and we have a big company. But you're welcome to look at my website. It's michaeldouville.com. We create wealth, and we represent people. So we don't want you to be a pauper in retirement. We want you to go out and enjoy your golden years. So call us. We're here to help you any way we possibly can. So as always, my very, very best to you. Have a good day.